stress-free meal planning. That's right, you heard it here first. Stress-free meal planning is what we're all about in this 6-week series. And if you don't know me, my name is Jennifer and I am a full-time chef. And after many years of people complaining about meal planning and asking me why don't you ever complain, I decided to do this video series, a 6-part series on how my family meal plans. And I hope you've been able to join us. If not, we do have some videos posted on this series on my YouTube channel called Ready, Set, Retire. But to quickly recap, we are on week 5. So we've just blown right through the first 4 weeks, and I sure hope some of these tips and tricks have been helpful to you and your family. To recap quickly, our first week was all about simply writing our meal plan down and how great that is. Sounds simple, it is simple, and it is great. In week 2, we talked all about theme dinners. So your Taco Tuesday, Meatless Monday, and how things like that can really, it can build stability in the family and it can make mealtime fun. In our 3rd week, it was all about many hands. So that encouraged us to maybe let some other family members choose a meal during the week. And if we're in a smaller household, to maybe swap dinners with a neighbor or a good friend. Could be a little tricky now, but that can be something that can be a lot of fun. And last week was all about creating, you guessed it, the family food binder. So that's a binder that has all our favorite recipes in it. So you don't have to go looking, where's that recipe? You know exactly where it is every time. So what's week 5? Da da da. Well, it's the week no one wants to talk about, but we do have to talk about. And it's about the grocery budget. Now, we are going to talk about it, and I'm not going to tell you how much you should be spending, especially right now with everything that's going on. Your family food budget, that's your business. And I understand with the stress of it all, if this is an area, because we can't spend our money on very many things. So if you're spending a little bit more on food and drink like my family is, that's okay. And I also want to say, if you found yourself with so many other families where you've lost your job or another family member has, my heart goes out to you. It's tough. And so I hope some of these tips and tricks are going to help you master your own grocery budget. So regardless of where you are, we are going to talk about the budget today. So I'm going to switch the camera angles so we can talk about some of the tips and tricks that we use, and I'm going to show you our food budget, our grocery plan from last week and how it panned out for us. Okay, so last week Andrew was an absolute doll, and even though it was Father's Day weekend, he did the meal plan. He wrote it up, and so he followed the same steps we've been talking about, wrote out the days of the week, wrote out people's schedules that might conflict with dinner hour, wrote out who would be cooking and what meals they're going to be cooking. Then went through all the ingredients we needed to make those meals. And now here's where the budgeting tip comes in. Beside each item, we always write down the price, what we expect to pay for that. So what does that tell us? Once we've added it all up, it tells us whether or not we are under or over our grocery budget for that week. And that's important because it tells us, do we need to cut any corners? Can we be a little more frivolous? Maybe we can splurge on some expensive ice cream or fancy bottle of wine, whatever. But that is important. And now, let's say you're a little bit over and you're trying to cut some spending from your budget for that week. There are 3 different tips I'm going to go over on how you can do exactly that. Now, the first tip, I can hear you moaning already. Nobody wants to do it, but I promise you it is so awesome, and it can save you quite a bit of money. And that is shopping first at a retailer, a grocery store that offers price matching. And this is where we start first every week. We start off at a grocery store called No Frills. And I kid you not, there are no frills with this grocery store. But what they will do is they will price match all the other grocery stores in our area. So we start there, and we probably save between $5 and $10 a week on our grocery bill that can go towards other things. So that really does help us out a lot. And I do encourage you to find out what stores in your area offer that service, because it will definitely save you some money if you're willing to do it. It doesn't take all that long. And it's actually a lot easier right now there's no rushing at the tills. Everybody takes their turn. It's very calm. So it's actually not too bad right now. And even Andrew's willing to do it. So I suggest that you give it a try if you're up for it. Another way we can save money grocery shopping is now, and this is in particular, if you find it really hard when you're at the grocery store to resist adding on that chocolate bar at the till, or like, let's face it, grocery stores invest millions of dollars finding out how to get us to buy more when we're in the store. So one way you can, really kick that habit is order online. A lot of grocery stores are offering curbside pickup. There are companies out there right now that'll do your shopping for you. And yes, there might be an annual fee or a little bit of an upcharge, but if you find that you are constantly sabotaging your budget by adding extra grocery items that you don't need, this is a way that can really work for you. And I do know some friends that are taking advantage of that. And even the company I work for, currently, we're not charging any extra money for curbside delivery. Or pickup. It is absolutely free. So look into that if that's a way to help you, and it can save time too. The third way, and this again, it's a little tricky right now. This is my absolute favorite tip. It may or may not work in the circumstances which we're living right now, but that is to use cash. And the truth is, when you use plastic in any form, and there have been so many studies on this, and they all show the same thing, we spend more money, substantially more money, like up to 100% more on our purchases. So because you will feel the burn. If you have to hand over $100 in cash, and that maybe that's your budget for the week, you've already spent it, you're done. You're done for the week. You're not going to spend more because there isn't more. And that is my favorite. I do find I struggle with plastic, and I'm not the only one. So I don't know if that'll work for you given our current circumstances, but that is my absolute favorite tip. So that's something to really consider. And so now I do want to say, as you can see, we did spend $28.50 more than our budget was. We typically try and stay around $150 for the week for groceries. And as you can see, we shopped at several stores, and our total came up to $178.50 for the week. So we spent a little more. Given what's going on right now, we're good with that. It's not a crazy amount more. We do need some frivolous spending. I guess that's in our nature. And a friend of mine, Denise, she shared a really funny post on Facebook the other week, and she just given the circumstances which we're all living right now, and it was really cute. She said, and it was a bit of a joke, but she said she spent $0 on entertainment this week, $0 on gas, 0 on gifts, 0 on restaurants, but she spent $1,627 on groceries. Now, of course, that's a joke, but that is kind of how we're all feeling a little bit right now. But anyways, I thought that was cute for a little bit of a laugh. So there you have it. We do have 3 different ways to help maximize our shopping dollars, and an easy way to see where you're at even before you get to the grocery store. And I do encourage you to download whatever grocery apps that you have that show you what specials are going on, because there are still some really good grocery specials out there. You do have to look for them. Prices have gone up, and that's certainly not a joke, but that is the reality. So I encourage you, we use Flip. That's something that works in Ontario where we're living, and we find it very helpful, and we all use it. Even my daughter, she'll price match if she wants a bag of chips or something like that. So I hope these tips were helpful to you. I hope you give them a try, and I look forward to seeing you next week for our very last installment in the Stress-Free Meal Planning series. And I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you enjoy those dinners, and have a great day, everybody.